Hello, Wasatch Fitness Academy folks. I'm Courtney, if we haven't met yet, and I'm going to be leading you in a Restore 3M class today. So if you have a mat, roll it out or find a spot on the floor somewhere. If you have some kind of a blanket or pillow or couch cushion nearby that might help, you can sit on that just to elevate the hips. And also, we're going to be doing some pigeon later. So if you have a book or a couple of books, or again, couch cushion, pillow, blanket, comforter, whatever, you can pause and go grab those things. And we'll get started. So we'll start seated, and you can sit up on that if that helps. Kind of just move the flesh away from the sit bones. And then hands can rest on the tops of the knees, the eyes can close, or you can let the gaze shift downward. Gentle gaze, just softening the eyes. As there's a lot going on right now, just going to shift from the external to the internal, gradually. Just notice the sounds around you, maybe other people moving about, sounds of your home or wherever you're practicing. And then start to notice where your body connects with the floor or whatever you're sitting on top of. Maybe sides of the feet, maybe a knee, maybe not. Sit bones. Just feel that support, that grounding. Notice the weight of the hands on top of the knees. And then grow a little bit taller through the spine, not going for perfect, super tall, very strict posture here, but just bringing a little bit of length through the vertebrae, a little bit of lift through the top of the head, imagining a string supporting you up. And we'll tune in to the breath, just noticing the quality, without judgment. Maybe it's shallow, maybe it's deep, maybe it's difficult or easy. Just being curious here. Notice where you feel the breath most. Maybe in and out of the nostrils, maybe at the chest or the belly, maybe at the back of the throat. Once you find one of these spots that helps you be with the breath, just resting your attention there. Seeing if you can really feel that sensation wherever it is in the body for a full breath cycle, in and out. If and when you become distracted, just come back to this location and sensation in the body. It's totally normal, understandable to be distracted, especially when we're practicing in our homes. Offer yourself some kindness there and just gently return back to the breath. And start to extend the exhales Taking maybe a big deep breath in. Extending the exhale, letting it out through the mouth. Take a couple in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just letting a sigh out. Maybe one of the benefits of practicing at home. You can be as loud as you need to be. One more together. And then returning to the inhale, in and out through the nose. You can bring a hand to the low belly. Just see if you can fill all the way up, bringing the breath in through the nose, all the way to the belly, filling up on the inhale. And on the exhale, letting the breath return, deflating the belly. And then bring the palms together in front of the heart. Just pausing here for a moment. Tune in. Notice how you feel right now, what you notice. Notice what you notice. And maybe just set an intention for this practice today. Maybe it's just to move your body a little bit and tend to it. Maybe it's to take a break and spend some time just with you or whatever furry friends or roommates happen to be around. And then you can flutter the eyes open or keep them closed. It's your practice, so whatever you choose to do today. Then hands come back to the knees. We're going to just start to move the torso forward into some circles and back. Just gentle movement here through the spine. Noticing what's going on in the low back, knees. You can work the neck into this movement if that feels okay for you. Just bring the body forward, inhaling, and drop the body back on an exhale. You can start to grow these circles a little bit larger if that feels good. Bringing the chest a little bit forward, rocking the body back. Continuing to stay with the inhale, in and out through the nose. Reverse the direction. Again, maybe starting small, and then gradually starting to grow. Also feel free to move in any way that feels good to you right now, whether that's circles, figure eights, back and forth. And then come back to stillness. Just have to roll the shoulders up towards the ears and back down. Just moving. Bringing the shoulders up, and then squeezing the shoulder blades back behind you. And then reverse those as well. Just bringing some movement into the shoulders. Maybe one at a time, bringing both back, and then bringing both forward. Still coming into our body here. And then let the fingertips come alongside the body. Walk them out as far as you can while the fingertips are still touching. And then root through the sit bones, grow tall through the spine again. We shine the heart forward a little bit, keeping some strength in the low belly. And then exhale, bring the right ear towards the right shoulder, just until you feel sensation, not going for any crunching or depth here. Just trying to feel some length in this side of the neck, from fingertip to the tip of the head. And then breathe into that. See if with each exhale, you can imagine a little bit of space being created in the side of the neck. And you can drop the chin towards the collarbone, just playing with this different angle. You can move through these different variations of the chin. If one feels especially good, maybe staying there. Or if the movement feels nice, working through that. Throughout the video, see if you can tune into yourself and just listen to the voice, listen to my voice. So you can really just be with yourself and listen to the cues. Just noticing what it feels like in your body instead of worrying about what I'm doing. And then bring the head up back to center. And take a couple of easy looks side to side. Just noticing if there's any difference side to side and what that might feel like. And then come back to center. Inhale to grow tall again, extending. And exhale, left ear towards the left shoulder to any amount. Again, just looking for any sensation here, not our deepest depth, but just something to balance the body and bring some length into the side of the neck. Notice if you've collapsed the chest, and if so, just finding a little bit more length through the whole spine and opening through the heart. And then moving through again, chin towards the collarbone, gaze towards the knee. And then noticing what feels good here. Might be different on this side than the other side. It might be similar. Either finding that stillness or moving. Come back to the breath, in and out through the nose throughout the practice. Whenever you forget or get distracted. Bring the head back to center. Drop the chin towards the chest. Just allowing to open up the back of the neck, finding some length here. And continuing to breathe even as we constrict the front of the throat a little bit. Bring the head back to center. Inhale the left arm up towards the ceiling and reach the fingertips over, rooting down through the left hip. See if you can anchor that left hip down, either with your hand or just moving the weight that way, and then reach long. See if you can open the heart up a little bit, stacking shoulders on top of each other. And then relax the shoulder away from the ear. It's snuck up. The right hand can be wherever feels supportive, maybe closer to the body, maybe further away. Then inhale, left arm up, right arm comes to meet. And then exhale, left hand to the ground, reach with the right, finding length again, rooting down to the right sit bone, then peeling the heart open. And gaze can be wherever is comfortable, maybe straight ahead or maybe under the right armpit. Again, pull the shoulder away from the ear, finding length there. And inhale, exhale through the nose. And inhale, left or right arm comes up towards the ceiling, right arm comes to meet it. We're going to move through that a couple of times, just one breath to one movement. So bring the right hand down, reach with the left. Inhale to come back up. And then exhale, opposite side, moving at your own pace. Inhale to grow tall and reach. Exhale to grow long the side body. Finding a flow here that feels good. And then once you're even, bring the hands together, palms come to heart center. Just resting here for a moment, shoulders away from the ears. Big deep breath in through the nose. Let it go. Go ahead and uncross the legs. Maybe windshield wiper the feet back and forth a couple of times. Get the blood flowing. We're going to recross the legs in whatever way you weren't just crossing them. Also, if you don't want your legs crossed, that's fine as well. The legs can be extended if that's more comfortable for you. You can be up on your book, bolster, pillow still. And we're going to inhale. And exhale, bending at the waist, hinging at the hips here first, and then bring the hands down. And so you can start here, and maybe you stay here lifted, or you can start to walk the hands away from the body, however far feels good. And you can round through the upper back, maybe letting the head go if that feels all right. If you want a little bit more lengthening through the back of the body, you can fold, let the head go. If you're looking for more strength and stability in the core, you can stay lifted for more of a strength building posture here. And just drop into the breath. Your next inhale, start to walk the hands towards the left. And just find a spot that feels comfortable. And maybe seeing if you can drop the shoulders to be a little bit more even. Breathe into the back of the body. Start to walk the hands back through center, all the way over to the other side. Feel the floor, feel the support of the floor, and then from there, deciding where you want to go. If you want to stay lifted, you're going to walk the fingertips out a little bit further. And again, check in with the shoulders. See if you can keep the hips rooted, sit bones rooted to the floor. Walk the hands all the way back through to center, all the way back towards the legs. Hands come alongside the hips, fingertips facing forward, and then inhale, bringing the heart forward, squeezing the shoulder blades together, maybe bringing the gaze up. Breathe into the heart, breathe into the belly. And then come up, open the hands wide, chest wide. Then exhale, coming into a hug, tuck the chin. Inhale, the arm is wide again, opening up. Exhale, opposite hand, arm on top, squeeze in, chin in. And then one more each side here, really open up. And then exhale, offering yourself an embrace. Squeeze the shoulder blades. And tuck the chin round through the upper back. I'm going to come onto hands and knees. So if you have a blanket or you do have a mat or a pillow, it might be helpful to put that under the knees if the knees are tender or you just want a little bit more support there. And then we're coming into this tabletop position. So knees under hips, wrists over ankles, or wrists over shoulders. And then just rock side to side a couple of times. The toes can be untucked. Just seeing what's going on in the glutes today, in the hips. We'll move through some circles here, just drawing circles with the hips, bringing them a little bit forward towards the wrists and then back towards the knees, starting with small circles. And then you can decide if you want to bring a little bit larger diameter to your circle. Maybe even dropping the heels all the way back, dropping the hips back towards the heels. Just warming up through the hip, knee, ankles, wrist, shoulders. You can reverse direction, again, maybe starting small and then working your way up to larger circles. Just bringing an attitude of curiosity here, curiosity and presence with whatever is, without judgment. And if anything throughout this practice just doesn't work for you, feel free to continue to follow along, change anything, offer your body what it needs most. And then the next time you find yourself all the way back down towards the ankles, come into child's pose. Just reaching the arms forward, maybe using the hands to press the body back. And the head can stay lifted, or you can let it come down to the floor or a block or a book if you have a book. And just rest there for a moment, noticing the inhales, in and out. Take 3 more breaths here to let the low back relax, let the body know that we're supportive here. And roll back to hands and knees. We're going to go through some hip mobility before we move into a delicious pigeon. So back into our tabletop position here. I'm going to inhale and bring the right knee off the ground, pressing through all 10 fingers. Just start to draw some circles with the knee. Keep the gaze a couple inches in front of the hands to keep the neck neutral. And just as we have with our other circles or their mobility, starting with small circles and then moving into whatever your range of motion happens to be today. Reverse the circles. Maybe starting to build a little bit of heat in the body. Just noticing that. And continuing to see if you can breathe in and out through the nose. Keeping the body relaxed. And then let the knee come back to the floor. Rock side to side. Give the glute a little bit of stretch, especially towards the right side. And then move into the left, lift the left knee, and then start our circles on the other side. I always start to hold my breath here, so just tune in, notice, see if you can keep the breath going. Find a breath cycle that matches with your movement here. And reverse the circles. Knee comes back down to the floor, and rock the hips side to side again. Maybe pausing extra on this left side. You can play with the angle of the hips and see where you feel that glute stretch the most, where that works the best for you. Coming back to the left, right. Then step the right foot outside of the right hand. If you have a book, or you can do fingertips. If you have a water bottle, you can do water bottle. Just seeing if you can find a little bit of opening through the heart here. And lifting the toes, letting the toes back down. Grab a water bottle as my block today. And then finding a little bit of movement here. Just rocking back and forwards. You can keep the hands inside of the foot, inside of the right foot, or you can frame the right foot, whatever feels good. Sometimes it feels better to be a little bit wider. You can play with those options. Just bending into the knee and then starting to work it in a direction of straighter. It's okay if it never gets fully straight. And if you need to step the right foot a little bit further, you can. You keep the knee tracking towards the middle toe on the right foot. And you can stay in this more straight, extended position. You can point and flex the toe. You can play with the angle of the foot here, noticing how that might change where in the hamstring you feel this. And again, as with our other movements, you can move back and forth between the lunge and the straightened leg, or you can find whatever one feels more helpful for your body today. Send breath wherever there's tightness. And then bring the knee back to bent and start to press up, building up onto the knee. Again, we're going to start to work into the hip flexor a little bit. Stack the knee over the ankle here. And then bring one hand to the low belly, one hand to the low back. We're going to bring the low belly up and the low back down a little bit. Just notice how that might change the stretch in the front of the left hip flexor here. And then see if you can keep that arrangement of the pelvis. You can inhale the arms up if you want a little bit more strength in the shoulders. Or bring the hands to cactus, or you can just stay here if this is what feels best today. One more breath in through the nose. And then exhale, start to bring the hands down and back inside of the right foot. Right foot comes back to meet the left. A couple rocks side to side. And then back through center. And starting on the other side, left foot on the outside of the left hand. I'm just starting to bend into this left knee. Shine the heart forward. And if you tend to overarch the back here, maybe seeing if you can keep the pelvis a little bit more neutral, maybe engaging the low belly here, even as we're bringing the heart forward. And you can start to play with moving that left leg towards straight and bending it. Just being kind here, especially if the muscles are tight. If we push too much, the body shuts down and is not interested. So just being kind, taking time here, and going to a depth that brings recovery and restoration, and not to a depth that creates injury or, We're not striving for any specific shape here. Just something that feels good. And then maybe resting on that extended leg. And you can be still here or play with pointing and flexing the toes. And notice how even subtle shifts of this flexed foot can change. Maybe you feel it in the IT band, back of the knee. Make sure you have a slight micro bend in the left knee so we're not hyperextending. And then again, you can move back and forth through lunge and straight leg, or find some stillness. And then come back to low lunge and start to build up into lifted low lunge. Hand to low belly, hand to the back again, pulling up through the low belly, slightly down through the back. Just bringing the pelvis more towards neutral and opening up through the right hip. And then you can stay here, hands on the hips, or lift the arms into whatever variation you maybe tried on the other side. Continue to breathe in and out through the nose. Two more breaths here. And then bring the hands back down inside of the foot and bring the left knee back down to meet the right. Rock a couple times side to side. And then go ahead and find, if you have something, blanket or book. We're gonna set up for pigeon. We'll start on the right. So there's a lot of different ways to get into pigeon, and however way works for you is fine if you have a preference. Otherwise, we're going to bring the right knee up towards the right wrist. And if you have any kind of knee things going on, it's best to keep the knee a little bit tighter here. If you prefer to bring the shin more parallel with the mat, definitely do that. Just keep the right foot flexed. And then before settling down into pigeon, just lifting the heart forward and then untucking the toes. Check back in with the left leg and see if it's in line with the body. Maybe you float the hands a little bit. Just encouraging some activation, some strength in the hip. And then you can start to bring the hip down. If the hip doesn't quite reach the floor, bring the book in, bring a blanket in. And then we have some time here. So really give your body time to adjust. Both hips in line, at the same height if possible. You can stay lifted or start to walk the hands away from the body. And bring the forehead to either the tops of the hands or some kind of prop that you have laying around. And then really find the breath here. Tune into any sensations. And see if you can lengthen your exhales. See if you can relax the face. And relax any rigidity that you may be holding with the breath or the hip. Two more breaths here. And slowly start to build yourself back up, walking one hand in at a time, removing anything that might be under the hip, and coming on to that right hip. Bringing the knee forward. Just extending through the legs, letting the feet come back and forth a couple of times, just letting the blood come back into that right leg. Then we'll start back in our tabletop, or you can bend the left knee and go back through the right. Whatever works best for you. If you like to start in downward dog, that's also an option. Bring the left knee towards the left wrist. And start to extend the right leg back long. Check in that it's straight out from the back. You can untuck the back toes. Check in with the hip here. The hips are forward and it's floating. Bringing a prop over there, offering your body support, accepting that support. Maybe lifting up for a breath. And then settling the hip down, left hip down. And without expectation for what this side might look like, exploring the beginner's mind. Know that you have plenty of time here to take your time. And settling in to wherever you want to be. With each exhale, imagining any tightness melting away. Just sending that exhale wherever it's needed. Release the jaw, face. And see if you can return back to the breath. Maybe finding it at the nose again. Or at the throat, chest, or belly. Few more breaths. Seeing if you can let go of any tension anywhere in the body, even if it's the face or the hands. And start to build yourself back up. Remove any props from under the left hip. Let the hip roll over to the side. And the right knee over. And again, letting the legs extend. And bringing any movement that feels good to the legs. Maybe bring the knees up and down, feet side to side. Pointing and flexing the feet. And make sure that there's space for you to lay all the way down. I'm just trying to roll all the way down. Spine. Finding the floor here. Let the feet be about as wide as the mat. And then gather the knees into the chest. Let the head relax on the floor and then rock side to side. Letting the head move with the body. Just massaging that low back. Bring some circles through the knees to allow for some pressure on the sacrum, around the sacrum, both directions. And then bring both knees all the way over towards the right. Anchoring the knees with the right hand. And opening up with the left arm, reaching. Maybe gaze comes over towards the left arm. It's okay if it floats. Two more breaths on this side, seeing if you can surrender to the floor. Left arm returns to the right, and so does the head. Gather up the knees, back to center, rock, side to side. And then bring the knees all the way over towards the left. Left hand can anchor the knees on the ground. And inhale, open up through the right hand. Gaze can come towards the right. Offering the body long, deep breaths in and out through the nose. Two more breaths on this side. Just letting the gravity do its job, opening the chest here. Right arm and gaze come back towards the left and gather the knees up. Rock a few times side to side. And then hug the knees in tight, bring the chin to the chest, face to the knees. Scrunch up the face. Take a big deep breath in. Hold it. One more big breath. And exhale, let it all go. Let the legs come long. Feet splay out to the sides. Let the hands be palms facing up. You can tuck the shoulder blades into the body if that feels good. If you want some opening through the chest, or if it feels supportive, the hands can rest on the low belly or somewhere on the body. Letting go of all effort here, and allowing yourself to just be. Maybe letting the eyes close, or the gaze soften. With each exhale, imagining the body sinking into the floor, just a centimeter. Letting the breath be natural, in and out through the nose, rising and falling like gentle waves. Bring some gentle movement to fingers and toes. And then maybe letting the head rock side to side. And extend the arms long overhead, reaching the feet long, body long. And you can bend the knees, roll over onto your right side, pausing here for a moment. And then keeping the eyes closed or the gaze soft, slowly, gently build yourself back up to find a comfortable seat, maybe on something supportive. And then take one hand to the heart, maybe both hands to the heart. Notice the quality of the body, breath, mind. Feel the warmth of the hand, your hand over your heart. Bring your hands to your chest, palms together. Just taking a moment of gratitude. Taking a moment to give thanks for this practice, your body, your ability to just be amidst all the chaos that might be happening around us. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Much health and wellness to you. Namaste.
That was great. Thank you.